Splish Splash, I was taking a bath. All about a Saturday night. Yeah, rubbed up, just relaxing in the tub. Thinking everything was alright. Well, I stepped out the tub, I put my feet on the floor. I wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door. And in a splish splash, I jumped back in the bath. Well, how was I to know there was a party going on?
Hey guys, this is Spawner from TYT Yugioh, and today we're going to be doing my water deck profile for the April 2016 ban list. So let's get right into it. First up is one Deep Sea Diva. So obviously Diva lets you combo. It's a tuner, and it gets you Neptibus, which is the newest card in the deck. Makes it playable again. These are all pretty obvious. And then two Dragoons, obvious to two of. I'm only playing two Marksmen because back row isn't really prevalent anymore, and you only really use it for its attack effect, to summon the Dragoons out of the deck, but overall still pretty good. And then I play three Infantry. Infantry I think is the best one. It's obviously not Dragoons or Neptibus. It just pops everything, and I think it's really good in a lot of matchups, but I really like it against Cosmo because it makes them tag instantly, and you can kill islands with it. So that's it for the Atlanteans. Moving on to the Mermails. Three Tejas searches out Mermails. It's the best level 7 because you can pitch only one for it. Overall, really good. I'm only running two Megalo. I found myself burking a lot with 3, and 2 seems like the perfect number. And we're also playing one lead. Lead's really important now to do a lot of the hand loop combos, the 3 or 4 card hand loops that, certain combos, like Instant Fusion, Neptibus, Tejas is a 3 card hand loop, but you need to have lead in your deck in order to play it, in order to resolve it. So, yeah, that's it for the big Mermails. And then one Gund, one Pike, and one Turge. Even though Norden got limited, I don't want to bump up on Pike or Turge because I find myself breaking with these cards. There's nothing really good to start yourself with Pike besides the one Undyne or the one the one Gundy or a Marksman, and all those cards are pretty subpar unless you have Brilliant Fusion with the Pike, because then you can get to Undyne and start your combo plays. And then these are mostly here to combo with, if you discard Pike with Gund off of Tejas, and you can just combo and make a rank 4. And then normal summon like Dragoons or something, or Instant Fusion it back. But Turge comes up a lot because you have to add back, a lot of times I find myself adding back Diva to get a tuner to start synchroing with. But yeah, these cards are really good. And that's it for the Mermail part. And next up, some more generic water stuff. One Moulin lets you do your hand loop stuff. Really good card. One Undyne, and one Controller. So I'm playing Brilliant Fusion, but I kept bricking with multiple normal summons, and this is another engine card if you don't open Neptibus, because it can get you to Diva or Neptibus, and you also get just a generic level 3 tuner you can normal summon. It kind of sucks it's a normal monster though, but I really like this card overall, and it always gives you advantage. It gives you a +1 every time you summon it, so I still enjoy playing it. Next up is a 2 Gamma Seal. I'm playing the Go Second version, and this is obviously the best kaiju to play because it's water. Yeah. And then 3 Max C. It's Max C. Don't need to explain that. One Ghost Ogre. I'll explain this here in a second. One Zuli for Brilliant Fusion, and I'm also playing one Galaxy Serpent. So obviously you can add it back off of Brilliant Fusion with these two. And it gives you another level 2 tuner you can just normal summon with your additional normal. And overall, this really helps you combo with your synchro plays. And if you don't open Diva or a way to get to Diva, this just lets you get another tuner. And this is where Ghost Ogre comes in. So I'm playing Ghost Ogre because, first of all, it's another card to draw off Max C. But it's a level 3 light tuner that you can send off Brilliant Fusion. So this is one of the only decks where I think, playing a second light for the Brilliant Fusion is okay, because you need another tuner in the deck. You only have 3 tuners, which are Diva, Serpent, and then Ghost Ogre, obviously. But yeah, you need it to do a lot of the synchro plays, because we're playing Omega in the extra deck to help combo and loop more cards out of their hand. And this is one of the best tuners to get out of it, because if you can't make Tatsunoko, you can't really make Omega a lot of the times without messing up your water count. But yeah, that was it for monsters. Next, moving on to spells. 3 Brilliant. You play 3 of this card. It's obvious. Most of the time when you resolve it, it's game, too, against most decks. And then 3 instant fusion. Don't need to explain this. It's Mermail. This is the best instant fusion deck in my opinion. For my favorite deck ever was Infernoid, and I thought that was the best instant fusion deck. So it's on the same level, but Infernoid's unplayable right now. So yeah, yep, 3 instant fusion. 1 for 1, and then 1 Raigeki. These cards you OTK people with them, and then 1 for 1 just lets you get to Neptibus. And the final card in the deck is 1 Mizuki. So I am considering playing the Trap one just because it can stop Solemn Strike because it's a continuous effect. It doesn't activate, but every time I cut Mizuki, I get Raigeki'd. So, yeah, there's a lot of weird rulings with this card. I really hope Konami at some point is going to explain the rulings on this, and Cetus, and I guess Kraken too, because like this card reads when a spell effect is activated, not when a spell card is activated. It's really confusing. It's, most of the time with Pendulum Scales, it just gets negated anyway. But yeah, that's the main deck. Next, moving on to the extra. 1 Norden and 1 Seraph Knight for the Brilliant and Instant Fusion. These cards go without explaining. They're really powerful. Next up for the rank 7s, we're playing 1 Gaios. You need this for a lot of the Mermail combos, and especially going second and against Cosmo. This card is just insane to make it so they can't attack. 1 Flare Metal. So, a lot of times if you can't kill them, you can make this and you win. And 1 Dracossack. I really, really, really fucking hate Dracossack. This card is just terrible. It gets outed by so many things. It gets outed by Castel, by 101 if you put it in an attack position. Like, everything kills Dracossack. But the only reason why I'm playing it is because you need it for a lot of the hand loop combos. This card sucks, but you need to play it for the 2 tokens. So you can synchro for Trish, or a lot of times you need it to detach just a water monster to get the 5th one in the grave. And there's no other like good generic rank 7s when you're going first to detach. So yeah, this is the only reason why I'm playing this card. Next up is 2 Dweller. It's water, you play 2 Dweller. And then 1 of the Spider Shark Idiot. This card gets Stormforth a lot, but it's really good. Like, you can bring back Norden with it and make another rank 4. Yeah, overall, I think this card's really broken. And that's not once per turn. So you can make, like, if you have this plus Dweller and Neptibus, you can make Neptibus run over Monarchs with it, which I think is pretty funny. And then the last rank 4 is Emerald. So I'm not playing Castel or 101. I want to try to fit 101 into the deck, but I just don't think there's not enough room. And you need to shuffle back Norden, because anything that you would Castel can be outed with infantry most of the time. So, yep, that's it for Exceeds. Moving on to Synchros. 1 Tatsunoko. He's just like the combo extender. He lets you get your 2 waters engraved, and then you synchro again, that's 3. So you just need to summon a Megalo, and you have Molten Glacia. This is a staple in Mermail decks. 1 Charge Warrior. We're playing Brilliant Fusion, so it's really easy to get like Pike and Galaxy Serpent, or Pike and Diva on the field. There's like, even just like Undyne Diva, Neptibus gets you Charge Warrior. And this card's really good. It gets you another card, so you can just combo harder. And yeah, I can attack all the special summon monsters once each. I really like this card. Next up from level 7 is a Clearwing. So I'm not playing Black Rose or Meteor Burst. I think Clearwing is the best generic level 7 synchro there is in the game, arguably. Obviously, Black Rose is pretty insane. And Meteor Burst has its applications. Moonlight's good too. But this card, if you can make Clearwing with like Gaios, or just like a generic board like Molten Glacia, Clearwing, Gaios is one of my favorite boards to make. It's so hard for decks to out, because unless you have like Raigeki or a Kaiju, like Cosmo has to, you just negate the Cosmo effects, which obviously they float, but a lot of times you'll have Dweller anyway. I really like this card. And for level 8 Synchro, Omega, this is the way you loop a lot of cards out of their hand, and this is the best level 8 Synchro, like period, right now. 1 Trishula. This is like the most satisfying card to ever summon, in my opinion. It's insane. And we're playing 1 Leo too, because we're playing Controller. So like, getting the controller out of your hand is fine to make this. And Cosmo has actually a really tough time adding this card without Mojo. So, yep, that's it for the extra deck. Moving on to the side. 2 Fog King for Monarch. So, this is a water card, so a water monster, so it actually, like, facilitates engines, surprisingly. Like, you can pitch it for Megalos and Teases and stuff, or even Pike. But, yeah, a lot of times, decks are going to side Spell and Trap hate for you because a lot of Mermail decks side floods, as we are too. And yeah, I really like this card. 2 Valor for decks is good against, and it's a we'll probably like if you put Valor in, most of the time you'll take your Ghost Ogre out. But yeah, this is kind of also for Monarch, or at least going second against Monarch. The last monster we play on the side is Lind because we're siding Abysphere. So I don't like mating these cards because they're not really combo pieces. Like sure, Lind's a water monster, but like searching this is pretty underwhelming going first. But the reason why we're siding it. This is pretty underwhelming going, like, searching this blindly going first. But the reason why we're citing these is because going first and hand looping, this just lets you get another free monster. And a lot of times you don't end with a Mermail. But we go second, so, like, this is only when we guarantee we go first. Like, against Monarch, we're going to go first most of the time, if we have the choice. So, you can end your field with, like, Fog King and, like, this. It's pretty powerful. Yep. So, and then we're signing Abysphere, obviously. Next up is 3 Twin Twister. Discarding this with Gundy is pretty insane. Yeah, don't need to explain this. Next up is 3 Spell Fragrance. So, Scratch and Sniff. Spell Fragrance is really, really stupid. Like, this hits Pendulum, it hits Monarch. Like, this card is coming back into the meta, and I really think that, like, a lot of decks are not going to side Mask Restrict as much anymore. They're going to start siding Fragrance, because this card's insane. But yeah, 3 Fragrance. Last 3 cards on the side are 3 Drowning. This is a water deck, so we have to play Drowning Mirror Force. No, but actually, like, Drowning Mirror Force is pretty... it's pretty stupid against Cosmo. It's pretty dumb against, like, a lot of decks. Like, no one sees this card coming, and it's a blowout whenever you resolve it. So, yep, this has gone, like, almost every side... almost all my side decks I've been playing recently. So, yeah. That's my water deck profile for the April 2016 ban list, and this has been Palmer with TYT Yugioh, signing out.